All right. Little bit different of a lighting scheme. Honestly, I'm kind of regretting it. I don't know if you know what? I did it. Might as well stick to it. So yeah, I just recorded an Odyssey video, like a review for the movie, and I kind of got onto this topic that I called filmmaker brain, and I'm thinking about it. I kind of just want to yap about that. So it's kind of, I'd say it's a blessing and a curse in a way, because on the one hand, I love having all this knowledge. Okay, hold on. Let me give you I guess just in case you didn't see the last video. So filmmaker brain is kind of what I would consider is someone who, is very knowledgeable of how films are made or does that themselves, which I do. Cinejax, that's my name. Go check out some of my short films and skits if you haven't seen any. But yeah. So basically it's hard for me to watch something without just marveling or groveling or like just like okay, let me restart. So basically it's where you notice all the little stuff, like you're like, oh man, like you're thinking, oh man, I wonder if they had like a bounce on the right side of their face, or I wonder what focal length they were using. Did they just do a dolly zoom? Dude, that has to have been was that a drone or a helicopter shot? Or how did they fit the camera there? Or how did they get the camera to do this? Did they have it on a truck? Did they, stuff like that? Or just like questions, obviously, like how did they do that? But then there's also knowing how they did that because you've done it or you've seen other movies do it, like certain lighting setups, certain shots, and you're watching a show and you're like, ooh, that's a tough shot. Like House of the Dragon. Oh my God, they have so many beautiful shots in that show. And The Odyssey. I was thinking about that. That's why I almost said movie. The Odyssey, so many beautiful shots in that movie. And then, you look at something like The Odyssey, which is one of the most beautiful movies I've seen in the year because it's so naturalistic. I'm a very big fan of naturalistic cinematography. That's why I really like Hoyte van Hoytema, who's the cinematographer for this movie. He also shot Nope, directed by Jordan Peele. Another beautiful fucking movie. Dude, the day for night shots, I have always aspired to do a day for night shot, but I've never been able to make it look good. But maybe that's because Premiere Pro color grading isn't there yet. And also I just don't have all the right techniques because there's something about like shadows and stuff like that like where I'm pretty sure you can only shoot on an overcast or you need shadows to replicate moonlight and it has to be harsh sunlight. I don't remember. But basically you can't have highlights. That's basically what it is. You can't have oh my God, okay. But yeah. Nope, banger movie by the way. I need to rewatch that, but still. Yeah. And then Hoyte van Hoytema also shot Tenet, I believe, another very good looking movie, and Oppenheimer, which is a disturbingly good looking movie. Oh my God. Like a biopic about Robert J. Oppenheimer, the nigga who made the atomic bomb. And it's one of the most beautiful looking movies of 2023. The logic isn't lodging, but it's Christopher Nolan, so fuck it, we ball. But yeah, so this whole filmmaking brain thing, like I said, blessing and a curse. Because on the one hand, you're able to recognize all the fucking cool shit that movies are able to do and like how they do it. Because I love learning about all the behind the scenes stuff because I like, the idea that I could do it myself. And I have done some of it myself. For example, I got a mic, I got a boom mic. I got a 35 mil shooting on this right now. You know what I'm saying? I'm not shooting on an iPhone. I'm not that lazy. I got a whole lighting setup and everything. You know what I'm saying? Super, like a cinematic talking head, I like to call it. But yeah, but then the curse aspect of this whole filmmaking brain thing is sometimes it takes you out of the experience. That's what I was talking about in my Odyssey video. I rarely, it had me immersed pretty much, relatively the entire time, right? But then there were some times where I was like, ooh, that line reading wasn't, the delivery wasn't there. Or, oh, you should have held on that shot a bit longer. And obviously that's all subjective. It's just my opinion. Me and him are very different filmmakers. And me putting myself... Oh my God. Me calling myself a filmmaker alongside Christopher Nolan is a crazy statement. But you know what? Anyone can make a movie. Not anyone can make a good one, but anyone can make a movie to a degree. Anything can be a movie as long as it's filmed. Even pictures can be a movie. They used to be motion picture. Well, okay. But yeah. So the downsides, it really takes you out of it sometimes, and then you miss lines and important pieces sometimes. Like sometimes I'll have to hit the rewind. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, how did they light that? How did they light that nighttime exterior? How did they get such a big area just bathed in moonlight? Because I know that that's very obviously not a day for night, and there's no practical light sources there either that we're seeing in the frame. So how did they do that? Or how big of a source was it or whatever? And stuff like that. So I just think about that. And it takes me out of it because I think about it so much. And and I love thinking about it. Just not necessarily while I'm watching it, especially for a first time. And in the theater too is annoying. Because at least when I'm at home I can pause it and be like, oh, that was cool. That was cool. Like, oh my gosh, how did they do that? But yeah. Yeah, I mean, let me know if you can relate. I don't have any creative friends. I have one, but he's in the work matrix right now, and I'm in the unemployed matrix. So kind of on two opposite ends of the spectrum. But yeah, and he doesn't do movies. He's more of a photography guy. So yeah, and I don't have anyone who likes movies as much as I do. Damn. New video topic.